Happy Thursday, you guys. We have a cool little workout coming at you. We have some interval work coming at you, and the beep is going to guide you through this work set. But before we get to that, let's talk about what's to come. What we have for you guys, plank lean for 2 to bear squat for 3 to 5 reps, into a forearm plank with side toe tap for 20 seconds, which we'll show you. It's a little different, a little bit of fun there to warm up the glutes and the core. Moving into our arch hold for 20 to 30 second hold in that isometric position. Forearm plank with side toe tap again for 20 seconds. And then tuck hollow with extension for 20 to 30 seconds to heat that midsection up and wake up those hammies. 2 to 3 rounds there. Move down to the bottom piece, which is going to be tempo deadlift for 3 at a 303 tempo. Into a dumbbell pullover for 10 to 20 reps with a 3-second tempo down. Bridge for 10 to 20. You can load that or not. That's up to you. And then dumbbell thruster for 5 reps at a 003 tempo. So what we have for you guys is 3 to 5 rounds there, just to fire you up, get you heated up, and then we'll take you through that work set, which is every 4 minutes. You're gonna set your timer up every 4 minutes for 5 rounds, so 20 minutes in total. You are gonna take down 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 5 dumbbell bent rows per side, and then 15 dumbbell thrusters. You're gonna rock that. Whenever you finish that work set, you're gonna rest, and then you're gonna wait until the beep again, beep, do it again. So you got 10 deads, 5 bent rows per side, 15 dumbbell thrusters. So take your time, have some fun with this one. Hopefully we get some equal work, equal rest ratio to this, and you're getting that good hearty rest after every work set. So hit the work set hard and strong, rest, hard and strong, rest, take it down for 5 rounds. Let's get you guys ready to go, and we'll have some fun today. All right, you guys, let's get those feet under those hips. We'll take the arms big and tall, just stretch out that body a bit today. We'll reach to one side. We'll come back up and over. We'll reach to the other side. Come back up. We're gonna forward fold. We're gonna touch those toes. We're gonna walk up those shins. Come back down, frame the foot. We'll step it back into our lizard. We're gonna take that inside hand up to the sky. We're gonna bend at the 90. We're gonna reach straight ahead and pull back. Straight ahead, pull back, and straight, and pull back. We'll reach up. We'll come down with the hand. We'll lower the back knee, press the hip, come back to center, press the hip to center, and press the hip to center. We'll step back, step and switch. We'll bring those hips nice and square into the body position. Inside hand's gonna scoop way up, bend to the 90, reach straight and pull, reach straight and pull, and straight and pull. Big stretch up, plant the hand, lower the knee, press the hip, come back to center, press the hip, to center, and press the hip, back to center. We'll straighten out the leg, we'll step back into our down dog for a moment, just to wake things up in the shoulders, come back into our plank, tiptoe those feet all the way up. And we're gonna roll ourselves all the way up, big and tall. Good, we'll take it down the hands. And we'll get you guys ready for action. If you'd like to do some more gentle warm up, get some body movement going in there, pause the video, take that down, maybe some cat cows, some more lizard lunging with a little bit of rotation work. Who knows? Take it down. We're gonna move into that first phase, which is gonna involve a little bit of core work. So what's gonna start off with is our plank lean to bear squat. So I'm gonna get myself set up in my plank. I'm gonna separate my feet into my squat stance. I'm gonna tuck and pull my pelvis under with my hips and ribs, press through my shoulders. I'm gonna lean, staying as square as I can, back to center, lean, and then come back through. And then I'm going to stay nice and tight, pull back into my bear squat, pressing those arms down, and then coming straight back into my plank. So again, with that plank lean, we want to focus on initiating through the upper body, keeping everything square side to side as we shift, right? Trying not to rotate at all during that shift, but shifting our weight side to side. Our bear squat, staying as low as we can and activating those arms, so pressing them down to the floor to keep everything down the side body tight. It's helping to stabilize the shoulder. Now, our next exercise we move into is our forearm plank with side toe touch. And this is a little challenging, so I'm gonna face forward so you can see what my legs are doing. So I get myself into my forearm plank. So So I'm nice and tight, pressing through the shoulders and the elbows. I tuck and squeeze my pelvis. Now I'm going to take my one leg and I'm going to come up, touch, and then take it to the side, touch, touch, and touch. Keeping my hips down and working on just staying, just basically like a side scale raise, but in a plank position. Don't worry if you can't quite get that leg super high, or if you feel as though you have to contort your body to get it super high. Just take it to where you can, even if it's just a little quarter piece, and back. And we're just going to work on kind of heating up that glute and working on that core a little bit. So keep that in mind. If that little movement in terms of your positioning is like here, I'm set, and it's like, yeah, and that's where I got it. Yeah, that's where I got it. That's totally fine. All right, that's totally fine. So take your time with that one. It's challenging, burns the core out. There's no set amount of reps. You're just going to kind of move at a pace that you can maintain your position at as you go through back and forth, focusing on that good hollow and that good forearm plank. After that plank, forearm plank with toe tap to the side, we lower down to the floor, hands out to the front, toes together. We're going to work an arch hold. So there's one of two things we can do here. Inhaling, squeezing the toes, reaching those arms super long to the front. We're going to hold that position for our 20 to 30 seconds. Or you can work on a single arm, single leg, reaching long to the front, coming down, reaching long to the front, and coming back down. So a few options there for you guys with that one. Again, working on lengthening the body as far as we can. Toes together if you're doing the double, because that'll help close the chain and keep things tighter up the body and keep things really stable. Our last exercise is back on our back, and it's our tuck hollow with extension. So I'm going to give myself a big long stretch, finger to toe, and I'm going to pull my knees and shoulders together as I pull my ribs and hips together. Once I've established this tuck position, I'm going to try and maintain it as I extend my legs, pointing towards my head or the opposite end of the room, keeping those knees as close as I can the entire time. If I need to lower a foot down, working on that tuck and that extension, I can do that with a single leg as well. So whatever feels best in that tuck position, we want to make sure that we're getting that hollow fully first before worrying about both legs being in that tuck. As a quick recap, we have plank lean for 2 to bear squat for 3 to 5 reps. Forearm plank with that side toe tap for 20 seconds. Arch hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Back to the forearm plank with side toe tap for 20 seconds. And a tuck hollow with extension for 20 to 30 seconds of just steady, smooth extension through the leg. From there, we have 2 to 3 rounds. You can work on taking that down nice and steady, just warming yourself up, pause the video, rock it, and then come back to me and we're going to work through some tempo dumbbell deadlifts. So I have 2 dumbbells here today, and you can do this with a single if you like. But I have 2 dumbbells. I'm going to hold them at the side. My feet are going to be under my hips or just outside, depending on my mobility. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it down 3 seconds and then stand with 3 seconds. So I'm going to pull the hips back in that good hinge. Once I get to my knees, I'm going to take them down. And it's going to take about 3 seconds to get to my end range. Then I'm going to stand 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to slow this down, maintaining good position throughout the entire movement. So nice and slow. Only doing about 3 reps of this. We don't have to overkill this, but the slow tempo will make it feel like we have done more reps than we actually have. All right? So we got 3 dumbbell deadlifts, focusing on position, weight through the midfoot, nice flat foot contact, especially on the stand-up. I want you to think about pushing your feet down and standing up well. So really feeling that foot contact. Our next exercise is our dumbbell pullover. We're going to use it just to wake up our shoulders a bit. So my feet are flat like I'm going to go into a bridge. I can shift forward a little bit more so I can see. My feet are in like my bridge position. I'm going to hold this nice and strong, elbows soft and slightly to the outside. My low back is pressed into the floor so there's no space. And I'm going to lower this dumbbell down for 3, 2, 1. It's going to touch the floor. I'll press up. So I'm continually pressing against the dumbbell as I take the dumbbell down to end range, wherever that happens to be, and then I come back up. 3, 2, 1, and then I press up into that pull. I can also hold the dumbbell by the bells and then take it back this way the same way. Still the same 3-second tempo, but it's going to give me a little bit more range, allowing me to work through that range of motion and still maintain control with that dumbbell. So I have a few options there to play with, but again, we're just using it to open up that shoulder, keeping those ribs and those hips down in that bridge position. From here, I'm actually going to go into a bridge, and I can do the bridge with the weight on my hips or no weight. So I'm going to get myself set up, squeeze my glutes, I'm going to lift, and I'll lower down. So I'm going to lift to full extension of the hips, opening and squeezing at the top, making sure that I'm good to go here. And I'm happy with that position. I'm going to hit that for 20 reps. So just taking some time to kind of weight things up a little bit through my glutes and taking that opportunity to open up those hips as well. So you're going to take that down from 10 to 20. My last exercise in this is one of the ones in our work set, which is the dumbbell thruster. So the dumbbell thruster stems from the clean. So I'm going to take the dumbbells and I'm going to clean them up into my front rack position. My feet are in my squat stance. So with our thruster today, we have a 3-second tempo as well. The 3-second tempo is on the way down. So it's going to be 3, 2, 1, stand drive, come back down to the shoulder, 3, 2, 1, stand drive. So we have to kind of control the descent of the squat to make sure that we are maintaining that tempo, and it's going to help us really control our bottom position so we can drive out of the hole in that thruster and get a good press overhead. So we want to focus on that good quality front squat, our feet nice and flat, knees tracking the toes, dumbbells being pressed up into so we have a nice tight rack position, and then work on that nice smooth tempo, explode out of the bottom, press those dumbbells up, and you're going to hit that for 5 reps. Quick recap, we have a tempo dumbbell deadlift for 3 reps at a 303 tempo, dumbbell pullover, 10 to 20 reps at a 3-second lower, into a bridge for 10 to 20 reps, and then dumbbell thruster for 5 at a 3-second tempo for 3 to 5 rounds. So take that down, get a good feel for your dumbbells, good feel for your deadlift and your thruster, and just get yourself primed up and ready to go. We're going to get you to the workout movements, and we'll get you going. So pause the video, get that moving, get that body ready to go, and we're going to focus in on that workout. So our workout today consists of 2 movements that we just covered in our warm-up that you have a chance to practice with at lower volume. So in our workout, we start off with 10 dumbbell deadlifts. You're going to take those dumbbells, take them through that full range of motion, either to the floor or just to where you feel comfortable. You'll hit those 10 reps. From there, you're going to work on a bent row. And I'm going to show you guys another option if you don't have a bench or an ottoman or a chair handy for your bent row. But if you do have one of those things, you can set yourself on the bench, get yourself squared away, and rock that bent row that way. But if you don't, and you would like to do it this way, you can. So you're going to get yourself set up kind of like we would if we were going to do our standing lunge drill. What we're going to do then is we're going to hinge so that knee is over top of the heel, and my back angle is kind of at a 45. My arm is hanging straight down. I'm going to take my hand and rest it on my thigh, but I'm not leaning into it. I'm staying square in my upper body, and I'm going to pull that shoulder back, pull that dumbbell into my rib, and lower down. Pull back, lower down. Pull back, lower down. And I'll hit that for 5 reps. I'll stand tall, switch hands, switch feet, and then I set myself up nice and square. Pull back so I have a soft knee, have a 45-degree angle on my body, and my hand is going to rest on my thigh, keeping my body square and my torso neutral. So we want to make sure we set ourselves up well for that in terms of our back position. We don't want this position, all right? Rowing, so no hunchback rowing. we want to make sure that we're tall, we're square, we pull back into that position, and my back is nice and square and long. So really focus in on that position. If you struggle with that, or by the end of the 5th rep, you're starting to get tired and you start to lose that, stand tall, reset, come back in. It doesn't take too long to knock off 5 of those reps. Keep them clean, keep them strong. Our last exercise is the dumbbell thruster, and you're going to take down 15 reps with that full squat, full drive, and press overhead. So it's a nice chunk of work. Depending on your dumbbells that you have at home, if you have multiple sets, you can kind of play around with different weights for each of these exercises. A little heavier on the deadlift, you can go moderate for the row, and then kind of a moderate heavy for the thruster. Something you can hit those 15 for in at least 1 to 2 sets. You don't want to be too heavy. If you just have the 1 set, that's fine. Have some fun with it, rock it for 10, see if you can keep that speed up and treat it like an interval-based work set. Finish those rounds the same time every single time. So try your best, have some fun today. Let the beeps guide you every 4 minutes for 5 rounds. 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 5 bent row per side, and 15 dumbbell thrusters. Enjoy it, have fun, work for quality, and we will see you tomorrow for a little bit more fun leading into that later portion of the week. Bye, you guys.